From the ancient pillars of stone, hewn by iron chains of power, we forged unbreakable systems. Now, in the digital age, our chains are flows as streams of data. The history of humanity is, to a great extent, the history of its grand constructions, not only physical, but also technological, engineering, and social. Pyramids that defy time, walls that redefined empires, aqueducts that fed civilizations, factories of the Industrial Revolution, and today, global data networks and artificial intelligence. Far from being a mere moral accident of history, slavery enabled the massive-scale mobilization of human and material resources that individual free consent could hardly gather. In antiquity, this force was brutal and visible. The Great Wall of China, for example, was built by hundreds of thousands of forced laborers, peasants, prisoners, and convicts under hellish conditions.
Millions died from hunger, exhaustion, and disease, turning the wall into the largest cemetery in the world, according to ancient legends.
In the Roman Empire, slaves, many of them prisoners of war, built the Colosseum, monumental aqueducts, and roads that sustained a civilization of over 1 million inhabitants. In the Egypt of the pyramids, corvée labor, compulsory work for the state, directed manpower on a scale that allowed mountains of stone to be erected with astonishing precision. Without this capacity for coercion and large-scale collective organization, these grandiose monuments simply would not exist at the pace and scale we know today.
With the formal end of chattel slavery in the 19th century, many imagined that humanity had finally broken this painful cycle.
Yet it did not disappear. It only evolved, becoming subtler, more sophisticated, and, paradoxically, more pervasive in our modern society. Today, it is no longer physical chains that bind people, but endless debts, compound interest, and chronic monetary inflation generated by central banks. But the phenomenon goes far beyond explicit cases. It encompasses billions who live under the weight of perpetual indebtedness, lifelong mortgages, credit cards, student loans. This system turns the ordinary worker into a modern serf who labors not for freedom, but to pay interest that enriches the financial system. Inflation, the result of fiat money without backing, constantly erodes the value of savings and destroys low-time preference, the one that encourages saving, planning for the future, and long-term investment. Why save if money loses value every year? Better to consume now, get into debt, and work more to pay later. The result is a vicious prison cycle. People remain trapped in jobs they hate, consuming unnecessary products, sustaining a debt that never seems to end. Here lies the great paradox of our era. This same modern slavery, sustained by indebtedness and monetary expansion, has generated the greatest technological advance of all time. Cheap credit made it possible to finance innovations that require colossal capital and long timelines, from the internet to cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and private space exploration. Without this constant pressure for perpetual growth to pay interest and avoid collapse, the pace of innovation would probably be slower, more organic, but perhaps less explosive. However, the human cost is extremely high. By destroying low-time preference, the system has imprisoned humanity in a dangerous collective short-termism. Less generational planning, more individuals living on the financial edge, dependent on a system that never allows true freedom. We are today more connected, more productive, and technologically advanced than at any other moment in history, but also more enslaved than most of us imagine. It built empires of stone that still amaze us, and now, empires of silicon that are redefining what it means to be human. The big question that remains is, will we be able, in the future, to break this cycle without sacrificing the progress we so highly value?
Or will human evolution always require, at some deep level, forms of collective coercion to achieve its greatest feats?
This is a complex, uncomfortable, and profoundly human topic, a debate that deserves to be held with intellectual honesty and without dogmas. What do you think? Was slavery truly the dark engine behind our progress? Comment your opinion.